Welcome to sunny Belgium in Maasmechelen on the Devil's Mountain circuit for the 4th round of the Rallycross Challenge Europe. A big crowd for this very popular event, and we start off with one of the heats in the Supernationals category over 2 liters, the home of Volvo cars. A lot of Volvos in this category, and we see 2 of them in this first heat, with Steven Maris in the 242 and Christoph Becks in the S40. Fighting with them is Steve Volders in that magnificent Ford Escort. It's Steve Maris taking the lead from Steve Volders and Christoph Becks. In very sunny conditions, therefore a dry track, and Christoph Becks already taking his joker lap. It's one of the few possibilities to overtake here on the Devil's Mountain. He's having a different strategy to the other cars. Maris leading from Volders. Magnificently prepared Ford Escort. Going for the joker lap. Can he stay in front of Christoph Becks? That's the crucial part for Volders in this heat. There comes Becks in the S40, but it is Steve Volders still in front of Christoph Becks. And now it's we have to wait for the joker lap of leader Steven Maris, one of the favorites for the overall win in the Supernationals over 2 liter category. Volders and Becks. Becks trying to find a small gap to pass the very wide, large Ford Escort. Going for it. There's a problem with the Ford Escort. It's not normal that it slows down that way. And Christoph Becks can overtake Steve Volders. Some kind of mechanical problem, without a doubt. And Steven Maris finishing the heat with a very quick time from Christoph Becks. And we'll talk with the leader in the touring cars, Jos Sterckens.
Ik denk dat ik beter, hoe zal ik het zeggen, beter het regelmatigste gereden heb van allemaal. En dat heeft dan geresulteerd in de voorlopige eerste plaats natuurlijk. Dus nu moet ik misschien toch wel een beetje eerder voor mijn geld kiezen. En toch een beetje uitzien dat ik zeker op het podium sta in alle wedstrijden. Dat ik mijn kampioenschap een beetje veilig kan stellen.
Jos Sterckens taking it careful, leading the championship and now aiming for a podium finish to maintain that first position. Here he is on the inside of the track, Jos Sterckens together with Nick Snoeijs in the Ford Fiesta and Ivo van den Brandt in the Mitsubishi Colt. And it's Ivo van den Brandt in the Colt that takes the whole shot. Very quick start from the outside. Jos Sterckens in second position from Nick Snoeijs. A very experienced driver, Jos Sterckens, knows what to do and when to do it. Like taking a joker lap in the early phase of this heat. Gives him the possibility to drive on a clear track afterwards and maybe overtake Ivo van den Brandt when he goes for his joker lap. Nick Snoeijs decided to stay on the track, chasing the Mitsubishi Colt, while Jos Sterckens is already closing the gap. Nick Snoeijs now very aggressive behind Ivo van den Brandt. Ivo van den Brandt goes for the joker lap, and Nick Snoeijs will be rather happy about that, because now he has a clear track in front of him. Jos Sterckens staying in front of Ivo van den Brandt by quite a margin. That means that Jos Sterckens is going rather fast, and he's already right behind the Ford Fiesta. That means that he will, without a doubt, take the lead when Nick Snoeijs goes for his joker lap. And that happens not now, no, still continuing on the normal racetrack. Through the hairpin towards the Devil's Mountain, sharp right and up the hill. Sterckens abiding his time, knows he can take the lead when Snoeijs goes for the joker lap, which happens now. And then the final few hundred meters for Jos Sterckens. He will set a great time in this Volvo C30. Rear wheel drive, of course. Here he comes, Jos Sterckens taking the win from Snoeis and Ivo van den Brandt in the Mitsubishi Colts. Off to the Super 1600 category now, we talk to Eric Guillemette from France.
Jamais roulé ici, on fait pas beaucoup d'essais libres et c'est vrai que ça, tout de suite il faut trouver les bons réglages. Pour nous hier ça a été un peu un problème parce que la preuve en qualif on était loin du compte et en fait on est revenu complètement à l'arrière, enfin à l'inverse pardon de ce qu'on avait hier en réglage. On est venu beaucoup plus souple et tout de suite on est revenu dans le coup quoi.
Et c'est possible de dépasser des autres pilotes ici ou c'est difficile?
Ouais, ça va être très dur, hein. Très dur, on n'a pas beaucoup d'endroits pour pouvoir le faire. Tu vois pas vraiment où on peut passer comme ça à la régulière quoi.
Eric Guillemette, who thinks it's very difficult to overtake, had some problems in finding the right setup, went very soft then, and then he has a very competitive car. Here he is in the orange Clio. On the outside is Vaclav Veverka in the Peugeot, but on the inside is another Frenchman, Dorian Launay, winner of the opening round of the Rallycross Challenge Europe, in another Clio, taking the lead from Josef Susta in the blue Skoda. And then it's Eric Guillemette in the orange Clio, followed by Veverka. And Guillemette goes for a joker lap. Interesting tactic. Might get his rewards afterwards when the other drivers go for their respective joker laps. But for the moment it's still Dorian Launay leading from Susta and Vaclav Veverka. A lot of Czechs here in the Super 1600 category, a very popular category. High level racing there. Susta going for the joker lap. That means that Veverka goes to second place, and now let's see what Eric Guillemette can do. Can he overtake Susta? Yes, right on the last moment. He puts his orange Clio in front of the blue Skoda. That's 1 place gain for the Frenchman. And now he's chasing Vaclav Veverka. That should be no problem as well, because he's close enough to overtake the Peugeot when he goes for his joker lap. So that might be a second place for Guillemette, and Dorian Launay goes for the joker lap, and Veverka goes for the joker lap as well. Let's see what Guillemette can do. He comes right in front of Dorian Launay. 2 French Clios in front, but it's Guillemette now leading from Dorian Launay. Great racing by Guillemette. Had the good idea to take an early joker lap. And now he's in front of the pack, and he wins this heat from Launay and Susta. Veverka comes in 4th. Next of the opening heat, while the massive crowd is watching on the Supercars division now, with Jos Janssen in the Ford Focus, Bernd Schumacher, the German, looking a bit annoyed there, and Ron Snoek in the Seat. Let's see who has the best start. Good start from Jos Janssen from the middle of the grid. Very explosive start there from Janssen, followed by Ron Snoek and Schumacher. Good start from Janssen, one of the outsiders maybe for the overall win. Has a very competitive car. Snoek going for the joker lap. Oh, massive slide there by Jos Janssen. Not very spectacular to look at, but not very good for the time. And time, that is all what it's about in the heats, with problems there for Schumacher being overtaken in the descent of the Devil's Mountain. And that means that it's now between Janssen and Snoek, and another big slide from Janssen. Yeah. Gets the crowd, gives the crowd what it likes, but he might be in danger of losing his lead. Not yet though. Going up the mountain here. Oh, braking a bit late, sliding wide on the dirt, but he stays in front of Ron Snoek. Up the mountain then, but now this will be a very close fight. Penultimate lap now. There comes Jos Janssen, another slide, and this one is... Oh, yeah, that costs him a lot of time and the first position. This heat win will go to Ron Snoek. Problem maybe with the Ford Focus of Jos Janssen, but it's Snoek who wins it, and then Jos Janssen, quite some time behind, crosses the line, and he might be a bit disappointed with that.
Jos was goed vertrokken in de eerste reeks, maar dan een foutje. Wat is er gebeurd?
Dat we daar niet achter gekomen zijn. We hebben de beelden bekeken en het is dezelfde snelheid, exact, het is dezelfde lijn, dus we weten het eigenlijk niet.
Geen technisch probleem.
Nee, geen technisch probleem. Het zal aan het manneke liggen zeker.
Very honest Jos Jansen, who thinks it might be one of his mistakes. This is the leader in the Supercars division, Patrick van Mechelen.
Patrick, vlak voor de 4e manche van de Rallycross Challenge is dat momenteel aan de leiding. En het is je thuisevenement, dus je kan hier een goede zaak doen.
Ja, ik kan hier zeker een zeer goede zaak doen. Nu alles zal afhangen van als we geen mechanische pech gaan hebben. Maar dat ziet er niet zo uit. We hebben een hele goede voorbereiding gemaakt en we hebben er alle vertrouwen in.
En dit seizoen start je met een nieuwe wagen. Heb je die ondertussen al goed onder de knie?
Maar het is zo dat het toch een heel andere wagen is. En het loopt. Ik denk dat we zeker op schema zitten. Maar het kan nog zeker beter.
There's room for improvement for Van Mechelen in his first season with the new Fiesta. Always driving a Subaru before that. Taking on another Ford Fiesta of Czech Pavel Kutny. And Marcel Ottink from the Netherlands in his Skoda. The man on the outside is Jan van Loon. And there goes Van Mechelen and Kutny, who takes the best start. It's Van Mechelen and Kutny, Van Mechelen and Kutny. It's Van Mechelen who takes the lead in front of Pavel Kutny, and then Ottink and then Van Loon. Van Mechelen leading the championship in his home event. This should be a good result, but you never know what might happen. He said the main worry might be mechanical problems, but he had a good preparation for this event, so he's not really worried about that. And he shouldn't be. Just look at the lead he already has over Pavel Kutny. Knows this track inside out, of course, Patrick van Mechelen. And there's a problem with Van Mechelen. Looks like there's some kind of drive problem, might be the throttle cable. But he's overtaken by Ottink and Kutny. Kutny went for his joker lap. And now Ottink goes for his joker lap in his 3rd lap. And that means that Kutny now has the lead in this heat in front of Ottink. Bad luck there for Van Mechelen. That means that he has to do a good result in the next 2 heats to get a good starting position for the A final. Pavel Kutny crosses the line in the quickest time of this opening heat in the Supercars division. Marcel Ottink quite some time behind that, but he's still learning to drive this for the autocross built Skoda.
Marcel, hoe was de eerste race voor jou?
Nou, het ging in principe best goed. Alleen we hadden een beetje last van onderstuur in de auto. We hebben toch nog een beetje moeite met deze auto, omdat deze auto eigenlijk gebouwd is voor de autocross. Ik heb altijd EK autocross gereden. En het is een beetje moeilijk om de afstelling te vinden voor de rallycross, omdat deze auto een beetje aan de zware kant is en een beetje hoog op zijn wielen staat. En zouden we hem wat lager leggen, dan gaan we bovenop de Duivelsberg helemaal in de fout. Dus dat is een beetje een compromis sluiten tussen die 2 dingen.
Has to find the right setup with his Skoda, who was originally built for autocross. Always driving in the European Championship autocross. Now the Supernationals under 2 liter with the Ford Sierra. Of Kurt Lambers leading the race from Pedro Cocolare in the Honda Civic and Mark Vleeschouwers in the Toyota Corolla Cocolare. Recently the winner of a Belgian Championship event on this same track. Tries to overtake Kurt Lambers, but is on the outside, so that one, oh, they hit each other and they're stuck. They look like they're stuck now, the Ford and the Honda. And that means that Mark Vleeschouwers can take the lead, and there's no way to separate these 2 cars. There comes Johan Quinten in his BMW, overtaking Cocolare as well. Kurt Lambers has finally detached himself of that blue and white Honda Civic. Now chasing Mark Vleeschouwers, but he has a big lead. And there's another problem for Lambers and Cocolare. That means that Quinten now is in 2nd position. Quite a hectic opening heat here in the Supernationals under 2 liter. Johan Quinten with the BMW, chasing the Toyota Corolla of Mark Vleeschouwer. Kurt Lambers in the Ford Sierra. Not the newest of rallycross cars, but still a very efficient machine. And there's a problem on the BMW. The left rear wheel has come off, has broken off. The suspension is gone. And I think that's the retirement for the BMW. That means Lambers and Kokelare again are now fighting for second position behind Mark Vleeschouwer. Kokelare now has it because Lambers went for the Joker lap. Big ruts there on the Devil's Mountain. Can Kokelare catch Mark Vleeschouwer? Normally he's quite a bit quicker than the Toyota Corolla, but Vleeschouwer took a great lead during that opening lap with the incident between Lambers and Kokelare. Lambers now stuck a bit there. Vleeschouwer going up the mountain again, and there's Kokelare already. But Mark Vleeschouwer can take the win in this heat from Kokelare. Spectacular drive there, opening heat for the Supernationals category. Off to the Super 1600 category then with Zeliger on the inside, but not such a good start. It's the... Oh, Zeliger pushes his Ford after quite a bad start to the lead in front of Remans and Thijs Heesen in the yellow Ford Fiesta. Sven Zeliger leading now from Dennis Remans in the other Ford Fiesta. And behind them, both the Dutch Citroën C2s of Willem Veldman and Bart Bell already taken their Joker lap, so they might come in handy. Remans has overtaken Zeliger. Seems that Zeliger had a problem going up the mountain, is slowing down considerably, and has retired. No, he's still there, but driving very slowly. That might be it for the German. Dennis Remans. And that is it for Zeliger. Dennis Remans still leading the race here in front of Bart Bell in the white Citroën C2. The Dutchman chasing the local hero. But Dennis Remans has quite a gap. And there comes Dennis Remans out of the final corner. Great heat win for the black and red Ford Fiesta. And Bart Bell comes in second with the Citroën in front of the other Citroën of Willem Veldman. Let's talk to Sven Zeliger.
Sven, wie war der zweiten Heat für dich?
Ja, ziemlich enttäuschend. Hatten Probleme mit der Zündung. Ja, konnten nicht zu Ende fahren. Ich hoffe, dass der dritte Lauf jetzt besser wird. Man will ja irgendwo noch ins A-Finale, wenn es möglich ist.
Das Problem ist okay jetzt?
Das Problem ist jetzt beseitigt, ist alles wieder in Ordnung. Sind neue Mutes für den dritten Lauf und wollen gucken, wo wir im Finale stehen.
Had a problem with the ignition and we'll try to rectify that in the third heat. Another heat then in the Super 1600 category with Veverka and Gemet at the start, and this Pavel Vimmer as well, Josef Susta again. And from Lithuania, Ernestas Staponkas in the white and green polo on the outside. But it's Gemet on the inside with Susta, Veverka, Vimmer and Staponkas. And it's Veverka who takes the best start. Gemet, surprised by the speed of the others, is only in fourth position. Vimmer goes to the outside, but it's still Veverka leading, and Gemet goes for the Joker lap quite early again. He applied that tactic in the opening heat, and that gave him the win. Might happen again here. Veverka learning the car, learning the track, and learning it quite quickly because he has already a big gap over the Skodas of Vimmer and Susta with Staponkas close by. Two Czechs, a Lithuanian and a Frenchman chasing another Czech. Ooh, and there a mistake by Staponkas, and that means Gemet can overtake the Polo. Was very lucky not to take that car on the side of his Clio. And Pavel Vimmer goes for the Joker lap as well, and that means that Gemet is already in third position now. Two more and he can repeat the first heat results. But it will be difficult to catch Veverka, I think. Susta might be a possibility because he's not that far in front. But the Peugeot of Veverka is, and Veverka goes for the Joker lap. Let's see what happens. Can he stay out in front of Gemet? That might be the most important fact to look at here in this phase of the race. Yes, he can. Veverka stays in front of Gemet. And now there is only Josef Susta left to do his Joker lap, but he will probably drop to third after doing so. Veverka already on the rear bumper of the blue, white and red Skoda. chasing Susta. Susta having difficulties to stay on the apex of that corner. Going for the Joker lap. Viverka passes him and Guillemette passes him. He might even drop to fourth if Pavel Wimmer manages to pass him, but no, it's Susta still in third. But Viverka leading, going for the heat win. But Guillemette is heading for another great time as well, which already might give him a position on the front row of the A final. One more lap. No, that was the finish already. Viverka wins it from Guillemette and Susta. Great result for Viverka, who is happy with that, of course.
The second heat was the perfect because I win, and we have some new specification of the engine. So I'm learning with the car from the last races.
And how is this track here? Is it good for you and for your car?
Yes, this is awesome circuit because it's fast, and Belgian drivers here are really fast. So that's nice racing.
Vaclav Viverka liking this track a lot. Another Supercars heat then, with Patrick van Mechelen on the outside now from Van Loon and Ottink and Kutny on the inside. Kutny fastest in the opening heat, driving with Marcel Ottink, but there comes Van Mechelen again from the outside, taking the best start. Looking for a great result after that retirement in the opening heat. Both Fiestas leading again. Let's see who is quickest this time. It looked like it was Patrick van Mechelen in the first heat, but due to that throttle cable problem, he could not get the reward of his efforts then. Marcel Ottink close by to watch what will happen and maybe take advantage of a mistake or a duel between Van Mechelen and Kutny. But they're both very experienced rallycross drivers. They know they don't have to fight really hard in this heat, because all that matters here is the time you set, not the position you finish in. Van Mechelen and Kutny. It might be good for both of them if one of them went for a Joker lap. Marcel Ottink trying to stay close by, but inch by inch the leaders edge away from the Skoda of Ottink, and Kutny goes for the Joker lap. I think he can stay in front of Ottink, but only just. There comes Marcel Ottink, there is Pavel Kutny. Great driving by Kutny, and maybe with one clear lap he can even overtake Patrick van Mechelen. But Van Mechelen is no slouch, of course, and he can drive very fast on this Devil's Mountain circuit as well. There he comes into the Joker lap. Oh, might be just a bit too careful there, entering the Joker lap. Indeed, Pavel Kutny takes the lead away from Patrick van Mechelen, and if he wins this heat, he might set quickest time again, and that would mean that he's already sure of pole position in the A final. Kutny and van Mechelen going up the mountain, down the mountain. There comes Kutny in the quickest time overall. Great result for the Czech, but a great time for Van Mechelen as well. He just needs a repeat of that, but Kutny has pole position in the A final.
Second heat is good. This maybe this first time is very perfect. The circuit is very good. This you start this 10 mile, maybe it's good.
I think it's very good for Pavel Kutny. And another heat in the Supercars division with Ron Snoek, who is surprised at the start, blocked by Schumacher, and it's Jos Janssen who has the lead, and Ron Snoek goes a bit wide there and he goes off. Problem for Ron Snoek there. The first one making a big mistake in that very treacherous corner, but Snoek has still the third heat to rectify that position.
Ron, hoe was de tweede reeks voor jou?
Nou, die ging niet zoals we gewenst hadden. Ik had niet zo'n goede start. En toen reed ik achter de Ben Schumacher en die reed precies op het stuk waar je niet kunt passeren, bovenop de Duivelsberg. Daar viel hij stil en dan moest ik er buiten omheen. En daar ligt ongeveer 40 centimeter de hoog zand. Dus voordat ik daar langs was ik al tijd verloren.
And that was it from part 1. See you after the break. Welcome back in Maasmechelen for the 4th round of the Rallycross Challenge Europe. This is the 3rd heat in the Super 1600 category. We're driving with Josef Susta. Taking the start with Veverka on the right and Pavel Wimmer on the left. And not such a good start for Susta. On the inside is his brother Stanislav Susta, who is taking the lead. Susta, who has already set some good times in the first 2 heats. Now being chased by Veverka and Wimmer, and Josef Susta goes for the early joker lap. Going very quickly, that might give him a good result in the end. Stanislav Susta with the newer version of the Skoda Fabia, making it very wide going up the mountain. Being chased by Veverka and Wimmer. And then it's Werner Panhauser from Austria in 4th position with that blue Citroen C2. Stanislav Susta still leading and Veverka going for the joker lap. Wimmer and Panhauser going to 2nd and 3rd positions respectively. And Veverka stays in front of Susta. That's the important move here. So no reward for Josef Susta with that early joker lap. And now Veverka is right behind Panhauser. Might lose some time behind the Austrian there. And that could be to the advantage of Stanislav Susta, still leading this race. Here we are with the Czech driver. Going a bit wide there. And going for his joker lap. Might have seen what Václav Veverka has done. And Stanislav Susta stays in front of Veverka now, who has come into 2nd position in front of Pavel Wimmer. Veverka going up the mountain. It's Susta even in 3rd position because Wimmer has dropped to 4th, just in front of Werner Panhauser. But it's Stanislav Susta who takes the final win in the Super 1600 category, and that gives him the pole position for the A final. The Supercars division then with Jos Janssen, Ron Snoek, Marcel Ottink and Patrick van Mechelen on the outside. No Pavel Kutny in this final heat. He's already sure of the pole position for the A final after setting quickest time in the 1st and 2nd heat. And Ottink on the inside and Van Mechelen from the outside with Jos Janssen. 2 Belgian quick starters, but it's Van Mechelen who takes the lead from Janssen, then Ottink and then Ron Snoek. Snoek going for the joker lap immediately. Wise choice. No use of sticking to the end of the queue if you know that you're quicker than the car in front of you. It's a lot better to take advantage of a clear track after an early joker lap. Now Van Mechelen and Janssen. Van Mechelen looking for a good time so he can at least start from the front row in the A final. Pole position is no longer possible, and again a big slide from Jos Janssen. He has to be very careful not to repeat what happened in that opening heat when he made a mistake and set the slowest time of all. Janssen has given some 10-20 meters to Van Mechelen though by that very exuberant move, and that might even be to the advantage of Ron Snoek, who's edging closer with his Seat. Van Mechelen and Janssen. Janssen getting closer again to the Ford Fiesta, taking the lead even because Van Mechelen goes for his joker lap. And Snoek cannot overtake Van Mechelen, but is right behind the Ford Fiesta, with Marcel Ottink still in 4th. So now we have to wait for the joker lap of Jos Janssen. Comes a bit wide out of the panorama curve. Jos Janssen going for the joker lap in this lap, and therefore Patrick van Mechelen can retake the lead, and Snoek can take 2nd position or not. I think he can. Yes, he can, and that might be an important move for that final. Whoa! Jos Janssen found the hole on the inside, but took Snoek with him in the braking for the hairpin. but Snoek retakes second position. And Van Mechelen takes the win, and Snoek goes into second, which gives him the final front row position for the A final. Off to the finals then, and we start with the B final in the Super 1600 category with on pole position Sven Zeliger, who had a miserable time during the heats, but a win here might still get him into the A final. Next to him on the front row, Pavel Wimmer and Dennis Reemans. On the second row, Ernest Taponkus and Werner Panhauser. And on the last row, the Dutch drivers Bell, Veltman and Hazen. And we're off with a good start from Pavel Wimmer, who takes the lead in front of Zeliger. Dennis Reemans who is hit there but can stay in third position. It was Taponkus who hits Dennis Reemans, and I think the polo is damaged indeed. Retirement for Taponkus and an early joker lap for Sven Zeliger. Good tactics from the German. Now chased by Werner Panhauser from Austria. For the moment still Wimmer leading from Reemans, then Zeliger. And here the Dutch drivers Bart Bell and Thijs Heesen. Bell going for the joker lap. Can his countryman Willem Veltman overtake him? Yes, he can. Reemans a bit blocked here behind Panhauser after his joker lap. That might cost him dearly. Only the two first positions go through to the A final. And for the moment they're in the hands of Sven Zeliger and Pavel Wimmer. Panhauser going for the joker lap. Can Reemans make up for the lost time here? Might be difficult. Zeliger has taken the lead from Wimmer, and Wimmer has stayed in front of Reemans after his joker lap, so the time that Reemans lost there behind Panhauser has cost him dearly. Maybe he can still overtake the white Skoda. Panhauser in fourth position rather. Zeliger leading the B final from Wimmer and Reemans. Reemans who's clearly quicker than the Czech in the white Skoda, but for the moment it's very difficult for him to find a place to pass. There comes Zeliger, ready for the win. He takes the win, and Pavel Wimmer takes second place. Those two go through to the A final. Reemans, Panhauser and Hazen finished third, fourth and fifth in the B final. A final in the Supernationals under 2 liter then, with Pedro Coquelare on the pole position. Next to him Martijn van Hove and Mark van den Berg. On the second row Steven Stessens and Johan Quinten. Jeff Mertens on the final row with the Ford Sierra of Kurt Lambers winning the B final. And they're off with Coquelare and Martijn van Hove having a very quick start in the Toyota, taking the lead to the surprise of Coquelare, with Kurt Lambers already in third position from the last starting row, but he goes a bit wide there and loses some places, drops back to fourth. Coquelare and Van Hove. Coquelare tries on the inside of Van Hove. There's no room there, but he spins Van Hove around. That should be a penalty of some kind for Coquelare, who has lost the lead, and Kurt Lambers is now in the lead with the Ford Sierra, overtaking Johan Quinten, and Mark van den Berg in the Seat Ibiza going into second place as well. Great driving by Kurt Lambers there, going from 7th on the starting grid to the lead, but he makes a mistake and he drops behind Mark van den Berg and Pedro Coquelare with a very damaged Honda Civic there. Lambers going for the joker lap, and Jeff Mertens now in third position in front of Steven Stessens. Wake up, sir, there's a lot to see here. Mertens from Stessens and then Johan Quinten. But for the moment still Van den Berg leading. From Mertens, Stessens and Coquelare. And there's a black flag, and the black flag is for Pedro Coquelare. Yes, after that contact with Martijn van Hove. And Coquelare is wise to respect that decision. So it's now Jeff Mertens leading, even because Mark van den Berg drops 2 places after his joker lap, and Jeff Mertens, who started from 6th position from the 3rd row in the A final, is now leading this A final from Steven Stessens. And that would be a surprise result here. Both Opel drivers have done their joker lap, so if they can refrain from making a mistake, they might be in for a shock result. And there comes Jeff Mertens winning the A finals in the Supernationals category on the 2 liter, and he's very happy with that. Maybe put that Opel Ashwan gear and hold it from rolling backwards. There goes Mertens, jumps back in his car, puts the brakes on, putting it in gear, and jump up and down on the roof. That's the way to celebrate a very prestigious win in the A final of the Supernationals under 2 litre category. And he's getting a lap of honor in the car of Steven Stessens. 3 Belgian flags for this A final, with Mertens winning it from Stessens. And Mark van den Berg Quinten came in 4th, and Kurt Lamberts with for Chera in 5th. And champagne for the top 3 in the Supernationals under 2 litre. So now we're off to the Supernationals over 2 litre category, with Steven Maris on pole position, next to him Christoph Becks and Danny de Beukelare in the Opel Corsa. Who takes the best start? Is it Maris or is it Becks? It's Becks who has the better start, but Maris, being on the inside, keeps that lead from Becks and David Van Nelen in the yellow Ford, followed by Danny de Beukelare on the outside. Davy Leijzen in the BMW, fighting against Henry van Geneugden in another Volvo 242. This is Volvo country, remember, the Supernationals over 2 litre. 3 Volvos leading, with Maris, Becks and Van Nelen, and then Danny de Beukelare chasing in his big engined Opel Corsa. Maris and Becks edging away from the others. It will be a hard fight between those two for the win here. Very spectacular driving in those big and large 242s. But the more modern S40 is no slouch either. Christoph Becks trying to keep up with Steven Maris and the Van Geneugden. Now in front of Davy Leijzen with the BMW. Leijzen going wide there, going wide and off into the litter back. And that's it for Leijzen and his BMW. Very spectacular driving, but you have to keep on the black stuff. Yellow flag then in the first corner, with Becks leading now after Steven Maris has done his Joker lap. Becks going up the mountain. Davy Van Nelen and Steve Wolders in that Ford Escort, now in 4th and 5th, being chased by Danny de Beukelare. Henry van Geneugden in 3rd position still has to do his Joker lap, so he might drop back a couple of places there. And leader Christoph Becks has to do his Joker lap as well. That would probably mean that Steven Maris will retake the lead. That happens here. Becks, to the extra couple of meters, remains in 2nd position though. But it's Steven Maris heading for the win. Very quick acceleration, that Volvo 242. Some smoke coming out of the tyre, having contact with the bodywork. Nothing major probably. And Henry van Geneugden for the Joker lap, losing 1, 2 and maybe even 3 positions to Van Nelen, Wolders and de Beukelare. Coming down the mountain, Steven Maris heading for the win in a very spectacular fashion, winning it from Christoph Becks after a very well driven A final. These are the final results. Maris from Becks and Van Nelen, Wolders and de Beukelare complete top 5. And champagne for the top 3 in the Supernationals over 2 litre as well. And now we're off to the Touring Cars division with Frank Baylis on pole position. Next to him Nick Snoeys and Mandy Kasse. And maybe a bit of a surprise, but championship leader Jos Sterckens is only in 5th position, after next to Ivo van den Brandt with his Mitsubishi Colt. Louis de Haas and Helmut Russell complete the starting grid for the Touring Cars division. Let's see if Jos Sterckens can make up some positions in the start. He's known for taking a good start. And we're off. Good start from Baylis and Snoeys and Ivo van den Brandt, but not such a good start for Sterckens, who edges Mandy Kasse to the edge of the track. But it's Baylis leading from Van den Brandt and Snoeys, and Sterckens in 4th position. Good start from Van den Brand from 4-2. And he goes for the joker lap immediately. Ivo van den Brand with the Mitsubishi Colt. So Bayliss now leading comfortably over Snoeis and Jos Sterckens. Sterckens knows that he has to pass Snoeis quite quickly if he wants to keep up with the other Volvo. But for the moment, Nick Snoeis and his silver Ford Fiesta are driving tight lines, and there's no way that Jos Sterckens can put his Volvo next to the Fiesta, let alone pass it. Bayliss edging away in the GTK Volvo, then Snoeis, then Sterckens. And remember, Ivo van den Brand has already completed his joker lap. Here comes Sterckens. Can he stay in front of Van den Brand? Bayliss, Snoeis, and I think it's Van den Brand who is in third now. Sterckens has lost a position to the Mitsubishi Colt. But maybe he can regain a position on Nick Snoeis. For the moment, sovereign leader Philip Bayliss, driving a faultless A final. Had some problems in the opening heats, but then set quickest times in the second and third heat. With the Ford of Mandicassa still blocked there with a mechanical problem, or maybe the consequences of the contact at the start. And here Jos Sterckens being passed by Van den Brand and Louis de Haas in the Opel Astra. They're pushing each other up the hill. But Sterckens now down to 5th. Not the result the championship leader was hoping for. Very wide line there for Van den Brand. Snoeis now leading after Bayliss had taken the juggler. Mistake from Louis de Haas. Loses the position to Jos Sterckens, who is now back into 4th and maybe even into 3rd if he can complete this move. But Ivo van den Brand keeps a tight line up the mountain, and there's no way Sterckens can pass him. Nick Snoeis now heading for his joker lap, which will probably cost him the lead. But a 2nd position is not bad either. Philip Bayliss retaking the lead with Nick Snoeis keeping 2nd position, because their advantage over the fighting Van den Brand and Sterckens is big enough. And this car, as you can see on the front bumper, is for sale. So to show its competitiveness, Philip Bayliss has done quite well, winning the A final in the touring cars division.
Philippe, proficiat, een mooie overwinning in de touringcars. Hoe was de race?
Ja, het was heel het weekend al goed. Buiten de eerste reeks hong ik vast achter Mandicassa. Toen 2 andere reeksen, eerst een tijd gedraaid en de finale ging probleemloos. Dus,
waar heb je het verschil gemaakt, denk je, in de finale?
Ik denk in de start al. Ik denk dat de rest achter ons een beetje in de clinch gingen. Dus ik denk in de start, ja.
Philip Bayliss, who made the difference in the start, he reckons, with the fight between Snoeis and Van den Brand and Sterckens. Louis de Haas completes the top 5. And champagne for the top 3 finishers in the touring cars division. While we get to the A final in the Super 1600 category with on pole Stanislav Sosta, and next to him the 2 French drivers Dorian Launay and Eric Guillemette. On the 2nd row, Vaclav Veverka and Josef Sosta. But there's a problem for Sosta, Josef Sosta that is, and he will not be taking part in this A final. Final stretching exercises for Eric Guillemette. Veverka fully focused. And let's see who takes the best start in this A final in the Super 1600 category. It's Dorian Launay from the middle of the front row, who surprises Eric Guillemette to his left and Sosta to his right. So it's Launay leading from Sosta, and then it's Veverka or Guillemette. Guillemette on the outside line. Can he keep that outside line? Yes, he can. He remains in 3rd position, and Veverka goes for the joker lap immediately. So 2 French Clios sandwiching the Skoda of Stanislav Sosta, with Guillemette trying to find a way to pass. Sosta did not have the best of starts this weekend, Guillemette, but managed to set good times. Dorian Launay still leading, and it's already Sven Zeliger, winner of the B final, who's in 3rd position. From the third row, and Guillemette passing Veverka, but Veverka retakes him immediately on the inside because Guillemette was carrying too much speed into that corner, could not keep the apex, and Veverka had seen the orange Clio flying past him but could take advantage of that missed corner by Guillemette. Guillemette now chasing the Skoda of Susta again. Susta who's passed by Veverka, who's already in second position, taking well advantage of that early joker lap. And now it's Zeliger leading with Dorian Launay going for his joker lap, but Zeliger still has to do his joker lap. So the German will not stay in that lead forever, but he might get a good result because his lead over the other cars is quite big. Here comes Zeliger into the first corner. He's slowing down. Zeliger is slowing down. There's a problem with the Ford Fiesta of the German again. Third time this weekend he had a mechanical problem. And Dorian Launay retakes the lead, and Veverka, Susta and Guillemette pass the stricken Ford Fiesta of Zeliger. And Dave van Beers passes him as well. There comes Van Beers, and there is Guillemette. What happened to Guillemette? He had some kind of contact probably with Pavel Wimmer and lost 2 places again. He regains 1 by overtaking the stricken Ford Fiesta of Sven Zeliger, but that's not the result that Guillemette was looking for. The win goes to Dorian Launay.
Félicitations avec une très belle victoire. Comment c'était la finale?
La finale s'est bien passée. Le départ était très chaud parce que je ne savais pas trop où se trouvaient Susta et Eric. Donc du coup, j'ai vraiment bien attaqué le premier droite. Je suis bien calé après et puis j'ai déroulé. J'ai attaqué fort jusqu'à la prise de mon tour de joker pour me permettre d'avoir une confortable avance avant le joker. Et puis ça a payé.
Good result for Dorian Launay, his second win in the Rallycross Challenge Europe from Veverka and Stanislav Susta. And champagne with Veverka having his flowers using as a shield. Interesting tactics there by the Czech. And now we're off to the last of the A finals in the Supercars division with on pole Pavel Kutny, next to him Patrick van Mechelen and Ron Snoek. And on the second row Marcel Ottik and Jos Janssen. And we're off, and who can take the best start? It looks like it's Patrick van Mechelen. Patrick van Mechelen who overtakes pole setter Pavel Kutny. And after his retirement in the first heat, this might be the result of a very well-driven comeback for Van Mechelen, setting good times in the second and third heat, and now that gave him the second starting position, but now he's in the lead in front of Kutny and Snoek. Jos Janssen and Marcel Otting went for the joker lap, and Otting hits the guardrail on the outside. That means that Jan van Loon can pass him, but the top 3 is driving away from the rest of the field, with Van Mechelen leading from Kutny and Snoek. So it might be decided by the joker lap tactics, this one. Driving very tight lines, all 3 of them. You have to be careful though not to go too slow, because Jos Janssen has quite some speed in his Ford Focus as well, blocking the front tires there. Van Mechelen still have quite some lead over Jos Janssen. Van Mechelen coming down the hill, and Kutny giving away a couple of meters in that descent, but he might come back to Van Mechelen here in the technical bit or not. Van Mechelen, Kutny, Snoek, and then Jos Janssen, who has already done his joker lap in 4th. He might be on the podium if Kutny or Snoek take some time in executing their joker lap. For the moment, Snoek is still in 3rd. His 3rd position is on the tread of the silver Ford of Jos Janssen though. Van Mechelen and Kutny edging away from Snoek, who will take the joker lap first. That might decide this A final. For the moment, it's not Van Mechelen, it's not Kutny, with Marcel Otting driving behind Jan van Loon in the 5th and 6th position. Problem there for Otting to get past that car of Jan van Loon. Van Mechelen and Kutny, with Snoek already having taken his joker lap, with Jos Janssen now in 3rd position. So Snoek has lost his third place due to a quicker lap by Jos Janssen, and Van Mechelen goes for his joker lap. So now it's a clear lap for Pavel Kutny. Maybe Pavel Kutny can take advantage of that to take the lead. Whoop, a big jump there. There comes Jos Janssen. Jos Janssen overtakes Patrick Van Mechelen. And can Patrick Van Mechelen retake second position? No. Jos Janssen stays in front. What a surprise there. And Ron Snoek even takes advantage of that maneuver to put Patrick Van Mechelen from the lead into fourth position in only a couple of 100 meters. I don't think the local hero will be very happy with that. And then there's still Pavel Kutny now to do his joker lap, and maybe he's on the threat of Jos Janssen as well. Even though he lost some time there, Janssen, with that maneuver overtaking Patrick Van Mechelen. And it looks like Patrick Van Mechelen will finish next to the podium. Here comes Kutny, and there comes Janssen, and Janssen takes the lead. What a great race from Jos Janssen. He had a silly mistake in the opening heat, but this A final is almost perfect, coming from the fifth place even on the starting grid with an early joker lap. He overtakes Kutny, Van Mechelen and Ron Snoek, and he takes the win in the A final in the Supercars division. And that is quite a big surprise. But Jos Janssen has done it and he's very happy about it.
Jos, proficiat, een mooie overwinning.
Dank u.
Hoe was de finale?
Ja, naar mijn gevoel was het niet zo super, maar ja, de rest dan blijkbaar ook niet, ik weet het niet. Ik heb het heel weekend niet echt dat het van wauw, maar ja, het was goed.
Ron, mooie derde plaats, tevreden?
Ja, dik tevreden, ja. Dat mag ik zeker zijn.
Hoe was de finale voor jou?
Ja, spannend. Ik moest er hard voor rijden. Dat wist ik.
Derde plaats was het hoogst haalbare, denk je?
Ja, denk ik zeker. Ja, we mochten zeker blij mee zijn. En we weten wel waar het nog aan schort en waar het sneller kan. Maar goed, we zijn er nu blij mee.
Janssen, Kutny and Snoek very happy with the respective results. And Jos Janssen didn't think that his A final was that well driven, but he can spray the champagne on the second and the third finisher. With Ron Snoek emptying his bottle in the trousers of Jos Janssen. So here's the final result. Jans from Kutny and Snoek. Van Mechelen a disappointing fourth, and Jan van Loon in fifth. That was it from Maasmechelen. See you next time.